everyone. Good afternoon and welcome to NORCAT Center here in Sudbury, in this industrial heartland. My name is Rhonda Barnet and I'm the CEO of Digital, very new, just 2 or 3 weeks on the job. Digital is Canada's global innovation cluster for digital technologies. The facility that we're in today sits at the intersection of Canadian mining heritage and the technologies that will help build its future. As we begin, I want to take a moment to acknowledge the land on which we gather. NORCAT occupies a place within the traditional territory of the Algoma Ocean, Anishinaabe, and the greater Sudbury area also encompasses the lands of the Wenapati First Nation. As many of you know, this region is part of the Robinson-Huron Treaty of 1850, and we extend our respect to elders past, present, and emerging, and express our gratitude for their essential and ongoing stewardship of this land. This connection is particularly relevant today because one of the projects we're announcing was developed hand in hand with Indigenous ecological knowledge. It's a reminder that the best solutions to Canada's resource challenges draw on every source of expertise that we have, including knowledge that has helped shape this land for generations. So we're here today because Canada has what the world needs. And I'm sure you'll hear a minister talk about that. The critical minerals that power electric vehicles, clean energy, defense systems, and the digital economy. But with this opportunity comes 2 key imperatives. There's a need to find smarter, more responsible ways to extract these minerals. And there's a need to find faster, better ways to repair and return the land when the work's done. So today, we're going to highlight new Canadian-led innovations that will help tackle both of these challenges. These are technologies developed right here in Canada by Canadian companies, for Canadian companies, for the Canadian future. They fit squarely within the push by the federal government to build Canada's economic strength at home. And they're exactly the kind of work that Digital exists to do. Connect technology builders with industry partners who can put solutions into practice, creating jobs, increasing economic impact, and keeping the intellectual property right here at home. So, before we continue, I'd like to thank our hosts at NORCAT and our CEO here at NORCAT, Pejman Salahi. Thank you for hosting us and for welcoming us to this incredible innovation hub. It's a fitting place to celebrate Canadian innovation and the partnerships that help move ideas to impact. I'd also like to recognize Mayor Paul Lefebvre, over there as well, for joining us today. Thank you for your leadership in helping position the greater Sudbury as a global leader in mining innovations. So, I'd now like to turn things over to the people who make announcements like this possible, beginning with a very strong and steady voice for this community in Ottawa. As Member of Parliament for Sudbury, Viviane is a champion for the industries that built this region and continue to power its economy today. Her support for projects that bring innovation and investment directly into the Sudbury region has been unwavering, and there's no better person to set the stage for what we're announcing today. So Viviane, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Bonjour, bon après-midi. C'est vraiment un plaisir d'être parmi vous tous cet après-midi. Minister Joly, welcome to Sudbury. Thank you for taking the time to be here. I know how busy your schedule is, and I really appreciate you coming here and visiting our community. I also want to highlight and acknowledge our mayor for the product who's here joining us today. As Minister of Industry, we know that your portfolio is incredibly important to Northern Ontario. I'm always proud to showcase the talent and the innovation and expertise that makes Sudbury such a natural place to have conversations like this This morning we held a roundtable to talk about critical minerals. We know critical minerals is having a moment, and there was a lot of really good, rich discussions on the role that Sudbury and Northern Ontario can play in growing Canada's economy. Now we know that Sudbury has helped shape Canada's mining industry for generations. And today, our community is helping to shape the future of Canada's critical mineral sector, and we're doing that through innovation and through research and technology. And we know that it's that spirit of innovation that's helped make Sudbury a center of excellence, not just for Canada, but for the entire global mining industry. It's one of the community's greatest strengths. It's something that we are all incredibly proud of, and it's one of the reasons I'm so very pleased to welcome Minister Joly today to make this announcement. So I will pass the stage back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Viviane. We appreciate your continued support for Sudbury's innovation ecosystem and the good jobs that it helps create. I don't know if you know this about me, but I've spent my lifetime in Canadian industry, so it's a real joy to be here in your community. It's now my honor to welcome the Honourable Minister Mélanie Joly, Canada's Minister of Industry and Minister responsible for Canada Economic Development in the Quebec regions. Under her leadership, the federal government has made critical minerals, economic security, and Canadian productivity into national priorities. And today's announcement is just one reflection of that commitment and of her positive impact on Canada's economic future. Please join me in welcoming the Honourable Mélanie Joly.
Okay, well, thank you, Rhonda. Thank you for the warm welcome, the kind introduction. Merci, ma chère Viviane. Merci de m'avoir si bien présentée à tout le monde. C'est toujours un plaisir de te revoir ici, à Sudbury. Bonjour aussi à Paul, notre chère mère. So it's a pleasure to see Paul as well, who's always a very strong voice here for the community. And Viviane and I are always happy to see you when you come to Ottawa as well. Teresa and Aaron, we know why you're here. We'll talk about you soon, but good to see you as well. And of course, to all the team, also your team here at NORA. It's a pleasure for me to be here. It's the first time I'm coming to this facility. Sudbury has a special place in my heart because I've been in charge of many portfolios through my political career, and at every single instance, I had a very strong link to Sudbury because of the fact that we were making key investments here. So through the last years, I've been able also to see the investments becoming a reality and reinforcing the community. Puis, le meilleur exemple, c'est certainement le fait que je vais aller tantôt à la place des arts, où je vais avoir l'occasion de rencontrer aussi la communauté francophone avec qui j'ai beaucoup travaillé à l'époque, notamment avec Colette Gagnon, avant malheureusement son décès, juste avant le lancement du projet de la place des arts. I'm inspired, obviously, by the strength of the community, by the strength of Sudbury, because I really think that when you think about Sudbury, people here actually don't wait for things just to happen. They roll up their sleeves and they get to work. It's really a generation here, for generations we've seen miners, engineers, researchers, tradespeople, Indigenous partners really developing the potential of the community, the potential of the fantastic natural resources, and of course, Sudbury has everything Canada needs, and of course, we've been hearing a lot about critical minerals, and that's why I'm also here to talk to you about it. So, we know that Canada has what the world needs, like Rhonda mentioned, indeed critical minerals for us, for our own security in the country, but also for our allies and for clean energy. And we need to be able to develop these different resources in a responsible way, and so that's what we will be doing. And today, I'm proud to announce, on the part of the Government of Canada, that we're investing nearly $7 million in 2 Canadian-led projects nearly $20 million, and that funding will go to 2 Canadian companies, Novamera and Kunti. So, congratulations. Une belle annonce parce qu'on a investi 7 millions de dollars dans un projet d'une valeur totale de 20 millions de dollars qui va être pour 2 compagnies canadiennes, Novamera et Kunti. Donc Novamera, en fait, c'est une compagnie qui va développer à travers l'intelligence artificielle la capacité de repérer et d'extraire des minéraux critiques avec plus d'efficacité, avec moins de déchets. And Kunti will be helping communities and businesses as well to understand through AI how the land is able to recover after mining through environmental science and, of course, indigenous knowledge as well. So the funding is done through digital, and this will help Canadian researchers, entrepreneurs, workers to be able to work even in a much more responsible way, but also that will help us in terms of being much more efficient and at the same time being able to extract more quickly. So this is good for here and this is good for the world because these technologies have a great export potential as well. So je pense qu'on peut être extrêmement fiers de ce qu'on accomplit. On investit ici pour les bonnes raisons and we'll continue to build Canada strong. So congratulations, and I'm convinced that our 2 strong women leaders here will be able to explain you exactly what Kunti and Novamera do. So thank you so much. Merci.
This kind of investment and this kind of confidence in Canadian innovation is exactly what our mining sector needs to scale, compete, and win on the global stage. So thank you for your remarks. With that in mind, I'd like to bring up someone who can tell you firsthand what this investment means on the ground. So we're going to hear from both of these amazing women. Teresa Quick will come up first. She's the Chief Revenue Officer for Novamera, where she leads the global commercialization for surgical mining. This precision technology reduces environmental impact, lowers capital and permitting costs, and unlocks high-grade, narrow-vein deposits that were previously considered uneconomic to mine. So please welcome me and join me in Teresa.
So the world has changed. It's a bit of an understatement there, and Canada is now entering a new era of industrial growth. From advanced manufacturing and clean energy to defense and AI, every major industry depends on one thing: reliable access to critical minerals and metals. Without these raw materials, we can't build batteries. We can't build advanced technologies. We cannot strengthen our defense capabilities. And we cannot build the resilient domestic supply chains that our future depends on. The challenge is that demand is accelerating a whole lot faster than supply. And conventional mining was built for scale. That model will continue to play a critical role, but it cannot on its own deliver the speed and flexibility that today's markets demand and require. Novamera has developed a new method of extraction called surgical mining, a Canadian innovation that provides advanced software, dental sensing, and robotic drilling to precisely target and extract high-value mineral deposits that conventional mining often leaves behind. So what have we done? Well, we said, well, what if you could target the ore? What if you didn't need an underground mine? What if you didn't need an open pit? What if you could take conventional drills and mine what you need to leave the waste in the ground? This dramatically reduces the footprint, the capital requirements, the time to production. Surgical mining makes it possible to unlock deposits that were once considered completely uneconomic and bring them to production in months, not years or decades. We see this as a new category of mining, one built around speed, not to replace conventional mining, but to complement it by supplying the critical minerals that Canadian industry needs now. It can help keep processing facilities supplied, it can support advanced manufacturing when we need it, and it can strengthen our defense supply chains so we can move today. We can build a more resilient domestic critical minerals ecosystem. Together with our project partners, Mike and I, North Star, we're demonstrating this critical capability and the technical capability, but we're also establishing a permitting pathway. That because we need to enable innovation while maintaining our high environmental and safety standards here in Canada. By investing in next generation mining technologies and extraction methods, Canada is investing in its industrial competitiveness, its economic sovereignty, and its ability to secure the raw materials that will power tomorrow's economy. We're incredibly proud that Nova Mera is part of the future, and we're grateful to Digital and all of our partners for helping transform Canadian innovation into true Canadian industrial capability.
Thank you, Teresa. Surgical mining is a powerful example of how precision and technology go hand in hand with responsible resource development, and we're proud that Digital could help bring this to this stage today. So thank you. Our second project takes on a challenge that comes at the other end of the mine's life, restoring the land once the work is done. Dr. Erin Marshall is Chief Operating Officer at Kuki, where she leads the development of a first-of-its-kind AI-powered platform for ecological restoration monitoring. This platform integrates environmental DNA, soil analysis, satellite imagery, and indigenous ecological knowledge into a single platform. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Erin Marshall.
Thank you, Rhonda, and the Digital team. MP Lapointe, Minister Joly, and Teresa for your remarks. We know that Canada sits on an incredible wealth of critical minerals that are essential for powering the green energy transition. As we drive towards this future together, our industry's defining challenge isn't just what we extract, but it's how we protect and restore the land afterwards. Today, mining restoration efforts are held back by fragmented data sets and limited ways of knowing the land, including narrow definitions of what biodiversity really is. No single platform connects macroscopic land-level changes with microscopic changes like soil health, leaving the industry without the comprehensive, ecosystem-wide data required for true environmental accountability. Our platform will bridge this gap by uniting data sets from the macro level satellite visible imagery that characterizes ecosystem level shifts to the microscopic soil genomics that guide nutrient cycling in our soils. This integration transforms fragmented metrics into a cohesive source of truth, allowing operators to track progress, verify milestones, and optimize ecological recovery from the ground up. Kuki is a Vancouver-based biological data analytics company that's focused on developing and delivering biology-based solutions to the mining sector. I'm here today on behalf of Kuki, but I want to recognize our project partners, Mira Terra, Regeneration, and Genome British Columbia, whose shared vision and values brought this project to life. We are incredibly grateful for the support of the Government of Canada and Digital. With their banking, we're able to advance science-based tools to help mining companies make better decisions and reduce reliance on expensive and manual conventional methods for measuring restoration progress of mine-impacted sites. Together, we're ensuring that Canada leads in critical minerals while continuing to set the global standard for environmental stewardship. Thank you very much.
Between Nova Mera's precision approach to extraction and Kuki's commitment to responsible restoration, we've heard today about two very different technologies solving two very different challenges. But they share the same underlying story. Canadian ingenuity applied to Canadian resources in service of Canada's economic future. That's the story Digital exists to tell, and more importantly, to help write. Our job is to connect the people building these technologies with the industry partners who can turn them into practice so that good ideas don't stall in the lab. they get adopted, they get commercialized, and the jobs, the revenue, and the intellectual property that they create, they stay right here in Canada. So to Minister Joly and the Government of Canada, to MP Lapointe, to our partners at Nova Mera and Kuki, and to the team here at NORCAT who hosted us here today, I want to thank you for your role in building the story of Canadian success. This concludes our formal remarks, and now I'm going to invite the Minister's team to facilitate media availability. Following that media availability, we'll gather today's speakers, and the Minister will take a photo opportunity as well. So thank you all for attending, and let's all now celebrate these great successes, these great innovations.
With CBC Sudbury. I want to ask about Algoma Steel. So you went to the Sault days after the layoffs were announced and talked about the possibility of 500 jobs for the beam mill. And this week your government decided to go with the German firm TKMS instead. What do you have to say to the workers who had their hopes up with the Hanwha deal?
So before I answer your question, I would like to highlight that Canada lost a very important union leader today. His name is Eddie Goldenberg. Eddie and I were not only good friends, but we worked a lot on developing the talent attraction strategy. So I would just like to offer my sincere condolences to his loved ones. I'll just say that in French and then I'll ask. Donc aujourd'hui, le Canada a perdu un grand Canadien, Eddie Goldenberg. Eddie Goldenberg est un bon ami, mais aussi nous avons travaillé énormément ensemble pour développer la stratégie d'attraction de talent. Donc j'aimerais offrir mes condoléances à ses proches. So now, on Algoma. I've been in contact with Rajat, the CEO of Algoma. We will continue to support the workers at Algoma. We will continue to support Canadian companies, particularly those in the defense sector, working to support Canadian steel, including the steel developed at Algoma. And we will make sure that we engage with TKMS to support future investment at Algoma. This is a priority of mine, this is a priority of Prime Minister, and the commitments we've made to the workers at the Algoma plant continues, and we will make sure that we create these 500 jobs. We need a steam, we need a beam mill at Algoma, pointing at.
And, you know, talking about steel, but another industry in Northern Ontario that is struggling is the sawmill industry. The Algoma and Nairn Centre sawmill closed. What do you have to say to those workers? Is the federal government considering providing assistance for those workers who have also lost their jobs?
So we're working definitely on the forestry sector because the forestry sector is deeply impacted by the trade war. And so in that sense, we've been helping different types of companies, including Cap Paper, for example. Cap Paper has been a mill that we've been working day in, day out. I've been in contact with the CEO of the company nearly every 2-3 days. And now Cap Paper is able, bit by bit, to get to a better position and is able soon to be profitable. Now, Cap Paper is an example of what the government has done to help the company and therefore help the workers. But we know that the forestry sector is deeply impacted by many other impacts of the trade war. And so the Minister of the Natural Resources, Minister Hutchin, and I have been working on this. A month and a half ago, we announced more funding to support the industry, to support many of the mills. $800 million was added to the BDC support, but we know that we have to help revitalize the sector. We know it's important in Northern Ontario. We're on it, and we'll do it.
Bonjour, mon nom est Espérance Fatouma de Radio-Canada Sudbury.
Oui, bonjour.
Donc, j'ai une question un peu similaire à ma collègue, mais on va la faire en français cette fois-ci.
Oui.
En décembre dernier, vous aviez annoncé une entente qui devait permettre de sauver environ 500 emplois chez Algoma Steel. Donc, on voudrait savoir où est-ce qu'on en est aujourd'hui, comment vous assurez l'avenir de ces 500 travailleurs-là.
Pour moi, pour le gouvernement, Algoma Steel est extrêmement important. On sait qu'Algoma est très affecté par la guerre tarifaire qui a lieu et les décisions du président Trump envers le secteur de l'acier. Et donc, dans les circonstances, nous allons travailler pour ouvrir une nouvelle ligne de production à Algoma qui est en lien avec la production d'infrastructures d'acier nécessaires pour notre secteur de la construction partout à travers le pays, mais aussi qui va être extrêmement pertinente alors qu'on essaie peu à peu faire en sorte qu'Algoma soit beaucoup moins dépendant du marché américain. J'ai travaillé aussi avec le député local, Gary Sheehan, sur cette question-là, et nous allons faire en sorte d'avoir des solutions. Nous n'allons pas laisser tomber les travailleurs.
Toujours dans la même lancée, le gouvernement a récemment accordé un contrat au constructeur naval allemand, TKMS, pour le renouvellement de sa flotte marine au détriment d'Hanwha qui avait promis des emplois à Algoma Steel s'il l'obtenait. Donc, comment est-ce que vous assurez l'avenir des aciéries ontariennes en général, notamment Algoma Steel?
Écoutez, on a déjà offert 400 millions à Algoma Steel. On va continuer de travailler avec la compagnie. On sait très bien que Algoma Steel, de Pasco, Hamilton, toutes les aciéries sont affectées par la guerre tarifaire. Donc, dans ces circonstances-là, on a offert beaucoup de financement, mais aussi on doit aller au-delà juste du financement des liquidités. On doit être capable d'offrir des façons que les aciéries au Canada soient beaucoup moins dépendantes du marché américain. Et donc, dans ces circonstances-là, en effet, on a un projet de prochaine ligne de production à Algoma pour justement être capable de faire le type d'acier qui est nécessaire pour le secteur de la construction. Et c'est ce qu'on va faire. Je pense que la négociation avec les TKMS, elle a commencé et donc on est convaincu qu'on est capable d'aller chercher encore plus d'appui de TKMS, notamment pour Algoma.
Merci. Hi, Madison with CTV News Northern Ontario.
Hi.
So, why was Sudbury chosen as the location to deliver this message on critical mineral development?
Because it's extremely important. Because critical minerals is at the heart, how can I say? The DNA of Sudbury includes the critical minerals. So that is why. And I think it's well received, no?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. I look better in front of CTV now.
And so why are northern mineral companies and community members going to be impacted by this announcement, and when can we kind of see that impact?
Yeah, so a couple of things. Yes, we're making this announcement today. That announcement is one of the many announcements that we're making to support the critical minerals in line with the major projects approach that we have to make sure that we can deliver faster permitting and being able to build Canada strong faster. This morning also, I had a roundtable with Viviane and with many companies to be able to see what can be done also to fast track some key projects to attract more investments, to make sure also that while we're developing many critical minerals projects, that we are able also to have a stronger Canadian supply chain, so having more Canadian companies part of the development, particularly when the investments are made by by international companies coming to Canada. So that's been really at the core of what we've been doing. The Minister of Natural Resources has a critical mineral strategy as well. We've put billions of dollars of investments in making sure that that will happen, and we will be a critical minerals power in this world, and Europe and our allies in Asia will be able to rely on our critical minerals being extracted here, and we will make sure that fantastic investments are able to ultimately create good jobs here in the region. So it is for, yes, our own economic security, so not being vulnerable or dependent too much on the American market. This is also good for great jobs being created, and our allies need us, and we'll be there to support them.
That concludes our media availability for today. Thank you.
Thank you.